Hello friends, in last class we have started our discussion on IoT application transport methods. There we have seen three amongst four different IoT application transport methods. We have discussed about application not present, and then SCADA, and the last one is web applications. Now the fourth one is remaining, that is IoT application layer protocols. Now as we know, the IoT architecture is going to consist of constrained networks as well as constrained nodes, and on these constrained networks and constrained nodes it is not possible to implement the complete IP protocol stack. Hence it is not possible to use the TCP IP application layer protocols with our IoT applications. Now to address this problem, we require new lightweight protocols which are better suited for our large number of constrained nodes as well as networks. Now we have such two such protocols which are called as COAP, and the second one is MQTT. COAP stands for Constrained Application Protocol, and MQTT stands for Message Queuing Telemetry Transport. Now if we consider the complete IoT protocol stack, this is how it is going to be. At the physical and MAC layer, we are going to use IEEE 802.15.4. We are going to use the adaptation layer as 6LoWPAN, and at network layer we are going to use IPv6, and at transport layer we can use either UDP or TCP, and at application layer we are going to use these two protocols: Constrained Application Protocol and Message Queuing Telemetry Transport Protocol. Now the COAP is deployed over UDP, whereas your MQTT is going to run on TCP. Means if you are using UDP at the transport layer, at application layer you should use COAP, and if you are using TCP at transport layer, you should use MQTT at the application layer. Now we'll start with Constrained Application Protocol. Now this is to develop a generic framework for resource-oriented applications targeting your constrained nodes and network. Now this COAP framework is going to define a simple and flexible way to manipulate your sensors and actuators for data and device management. Now this COAP over your SMS service is defined in Open Mobile Alliance for your lightweight machine to machine for IoT device management. Means you can use this COAP over your SMS services to have an interaction between machine to machine IoT devices. Okay. This is the brief overview of your COAP. Now we'll see this COAP message format. Now these are the different fields of your COAP message format. It has a version, T, TKL, code, message ID, a token, number of options which are optional, then the payload is nothing but your data, and it is a 1 bit of data which is set to 1. Now we are going to see what all these fields are going to indicate. Now VER is going to indicate your version of a COAP protocol. Then T specifies the type. Now this type is going to be one of the following. It may be CON, which is conformable, NON, that is not non-conformable, ACK, that is acknowledgement, RST for reset, then CON, okay, these are the some type constants which are used for specifying the type of message it is. Then TKL, which is nothing but the token length. Then comes the code, which indicates the request method for request message and response code for your response message. Then message ID, it detects the message duplication and uses to match your acknowledgement and reset message types. Then comes token, it is with a length of specified by TKL. This token size is going to be specified by this TKL. And then comes options. Now this specifies option number, length and option val. Then payload, it carries the COAP application data. Okay, these are the fields of your COAP message form. Okay, now next is COAP can run over your IPv4 or IPv6, but it is recommended that the message fit within the single IP packet and UDP payload to avoid the fragmentation. Now this is how the COAP can be used to have a communication in IoT infrastructure. Now you can use COAP to communicate with a device which is in the same network, or you can use COAP to communicate with a device which is present in another network. When you use a COAP protocol for accessing a device which is present on another environment, in that case we are going to take a help of HTTP protocol and as well as the backhaul COAP protocols. Okay, this is how the COAP communication in IoT infrastructure takes place. Now the second protocol, that is application layer protocol, is MQTT, which stands for Message Queuing Telemetry Transport Protocol. Now by considering of your oil and gas industries, it is there we require extremely simple protocol with only few options were designed, and with considerations for your constrained nodes and some constrained networks. And for such type of requirement we can use this Message Queuing Telemetry Transport Protocol. Now in this protocol we have two parts. One is MQTT client and second one is one is MQTT publisher and second one is MQTT subscriber. Now the MQTT client can act as either publisher to send the data, and MQTT server acting as a MQTT message broker. Now this is your MQTT message format, where you have different fields: message type, DUP, QoS, retain, remaining length, variable header and payload. And these are the different message types we are going to use. Now the first message is connect. Its value is 1, which flows from client to server, which is for requesting to connect. Then connect acknowledgement, that is CONNACK. Its code is 2. It is sent from server to client. Connect acknowledgement. Then publish, which is going to be sent from client to server and server to client. The message is publish message. Publish acknowledgement. Its code is 4. It is going to be transferred from client to server and server to client. Then public receive, that is its code is 5. It is going to transfer from client to server and server to the client. Public release, it is going to transfer from server to client and client to server. Like this, these are the different message types which we have in MQTT. Okay, these are the different MQTT message types which can be used for sending the messages. Okay, thank you.